Hi, here we are, and I'm just going to demonstrate the CarFind feature for the car starter. And at this point, we've got we're looking at our program flow, and we're just going to have two inputs this time. It's going to come from the keychain transmitter, nothing from the brake pedal, and so it's just going to be start button 1. And then within 2 seconds we must press stop button 2. Actually, it's not actually a stop button, as I explained earlier. Within 2 seconds we have to press this button 2, and it will wake the PIC 16 F84 from sleep, and it will vector to org4. It's going to call as soon as we press start button 1, it's going to vector. Actually, it's going to call a 2-second delay, and that's going to give the driver time to press the second button 2. Otherwise, and I picked 2 seconds because we don't want to wait all day for the vehicle to start. And again, we could either wire the third relay number 3, to either beep the horn or flick the lights. And I suggest wiring it to the headlights or the running lights because there's quite a lot of amperage drawn through the horn, but that'll be up to whoever. And so then yeah, it's just going to either beep the horn 3 times or flick the headlights 3 times. So I've got MP-Lab open, and it's I'm just going to show you here the asynchronous stimulus again. This is the MP sim, and again, as I explained earlier, perhaps I'd better. As I explained earlier, we have file register 5 is mapped to port A, file register 6 is mapped to port B, and right now we have it's showing bit 7 and bit 0 are toggled to give us a value of 81 hex. Port A, that is the only thing we've got on port A is our brake tied to pin RA1, and it's 0, and that's what we want. We're toggling it right now, and we're toggling bit 1. There's bit 0 through 7. That's the bit ordering number in a byte, and so we're just toggling bit 1, and it's giving us a value of 2, because in binary you'd begin at value 1 for bit 0 and 2 for bit 1, and then it's 4 when bit 3 is toggled to a 1, and so on. And so we have so the only way we're going to wake the chip right now is if we toggle pin RB0 on port B. That's set up to be our only external interrupt on pin RB0. So that's why our program is not, it's just asleep right now, as we can see right here. It's just sitting at the program pointer is pointing to power down, and it's just asleep right now. And so as soon as we press RB0, that start button 1, we've got 2 seconds to press this one to click on it, and I have a breakpoint set here in the main program down at CarFind, and I'll just show you that. It's a red dot on the left hand margin. There it is there. I have another one set up here just in case at the call to CarFind, and it's ready to go. The program's ready to go. That's why I won't stay on. It won't let me set the program scroll thumb button. So here we go. And oh, okay, first I have to take the brake off port A here, so I'll do that. and we'll clear it back to 0, and we'll clear off bit 7 too. We'll toggle button 2, and it's gonna interrupt on the rising edge only. So if we toggle low, it's just gonna sit here. The program is just gonna sit here in sleep mode until we get a rising edge. So here we go. I've toggled it. Okay, so it's animating right now, and it's in this delay 500 milliseconds loop. So I'll just pause it and I'll let it rip. I'll hit the run button, press the run button, and we're going to hit our break point. And hit here. Okay, here we are at break. And so, and just by the way, well, here's our data written to EEPROM. This is our idle. This is our arbitrary idle speed. We've set at 15, and we saw that earlier in the logic analyzer window. I'll see if it's going to show us anything. Here's our logic analyzer window, and we can see that it's pulsing square waves on pin RA4. That's our real-time clock counter on that pin. So I'll just put that away. And yeah, there's our Aerostar minivan pulse count over 1/5 of a second. Here it is here. It's 15, and we multiplied it as soon as we captured that in the initial configuration. We multiplied it by doing a bit shift to the left by 1, and then adding the value to that number, adding itself to that number, and came up with hexadecimal 2D, and that's 45 decimal. So that's in data EEPROM. That's written permanently, and it won't go away. You know, when the chip powers down and wakes from sleep cycle, as it would normally with the regular data file registers, data memory, static RAM, and this is Microchip claims that their data is good for 40 years. But so there it is. It's there. It's written permanently, and again, this number is our TAC idle. This number 2 here, sorry, in EEPROM address number 2 is that's this value multiplied by 3, and that's typically car starters will shut the engine off if the engine revs to 3,000 RPMs. So that's why I picked multiply by 3. And again, it's not a number that's associated. It's not a number that's directly readable as a revolutions per minute. It's just a number that's associated with the engine idling. So here we go. We're stopped at CarFind. So this time we don't have our brake pedal is not pressed, so we're not going to be going into the fast learn routine. So it should do a bit test on the brake input bit on port A and skip that. So we'll do that now, and we'll step into. It's doing a bit test now. It should jump over, which it does, and we can see here there's a number of delay routines, and just what we're doing here is we're turning on port A, the bit for the horn, the output pin for the horn, and we're doing that 3 times. And again, it could be either the horn or connected to the headlights, one or the other, and I recommend connecting to the headlights for a visual feedback to the driver. And that's it.